Hello, everyone. This is Mike Jenkins of Mike Jenkins Reviews, and I just watched a great sci-fi flick by the name of Atlas. It was released direct to Netflix and stars Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer Lopez has the reputation, at least for me, of every now and again releasing a really great flick. She does a lot of rom-coms. And so rom-coms or romantic comedies aren't really my area. Every now and again, I'll catch one, sometimes done by her and sometimes done by whoever. And it turns out to be, a good flick, but typically that's not my genre. Action adventure and science fiction, science fantasy, that tends to be my area, particularly or especially when I go to the movie theaters. So it was a great surprise to sit down on my living room couch and pull up Netflix and put on Atlas. It stars Jennifer Lopez in the titular role as the protagonist named Atlas. Great cast, by the way. Mark Strong and Sterling K. Brown also star in the film. And Simu Liu plays Harlan, who is the primary antagonist of the film. And both Lopez and Liu did an excellent job in their roles as primary protagonist and primary antagonist, respectively. This film was directed by Brad Peyton, who has in the past directed Dwayne Johnson-headed films Journey to the Mysterious Island, which is a follow-up to the film Journey to the Center of the Earth. Peyton also directed Rampage and San Andreas. The film was written by Aaron Eli Colliet, who is known for writing Daybreak and Heroes, and also written by Leo Sardarian, who is known for Startup. I would say Atlas is an important science fiction film because of the fact that it touches on a subject that is quite sensitive right now, or it should be, and that is artificial intelligence, or AI. I grew up on science fiction movies like Terminator, and so that movie really hit home for me, particularly Terminator 2, and how artificial intelligence can really not benefit humanity. The Terminator series has the theme of man versus machine, and it's the lesson of we create this technology to benefit us, but then the technology turns on us and tries to destroy us. And so the film Atlas, for me, calls to home the Terminator series. It really harkens to the Terminator series. It also has a strong feeling of aliens, with the colonial marines in particular. And interestingly enough, both of those films were written and directed by James Cameron. And so to take after two brilliant science fiction action films, I would say is smart for the writers and the director, and to really hit it home with this most important theme of artificial intelligence, it makes for a strong piece. The story is well written. The conflict with the protagonist and the antagonist is quite palatable. The character development is pretty spot on. You come to care for Atlas and her AI partner, Smith. The conflict that develops with those characters and how that relationship unfolds throughout the course of the film is a testament to the evolution of both characters. And then, of course, you have Harlan, the primary antagonist. Harlan has his story arc that unfolds throughout the course of the film. As the story unfolds, you relate to the protagonist and the antagonist, and the relationship that evolves between the two of those characters is quite interesting and thoughtful. And so in caring for the protagonist and also being thoughtful about what's happening with the antagonist makes you more engaged with the film. And of course, as the story unfolds, and I'm trying to be as general as possible as I can, but the story starts off with setting up the world that we're in and how AI is beneficial to us, and then maybe AI isn't so beneficial to us, and the repercussions of things breaking down in the world and how things have devolved into the dark state of the film. And so we're thrust into this storyline that is very engaged by both the protagonist and antagonist. We follow both of those characters, or at least the supporting characters that go with those characters. And of course, Jennifer Lopez's character carries us through the narrative. And I would say that the film was smartly written from beginning to end. So the introduction, Act 1, and the conflict, Act 2, and also the conclusion or the resolution, Act 3, are pretty solid expressions of the narrative overall. I was satisfied with how the film began. It was pretty clear cut how we're set up with our story and our conflict, and of course how things end with Act 1 and go into Act 2. It's just a logical progression of the story, and of course it goes into Act 3. And for me, I was quite satisfied with how everything is resolved in the end. Is the story over? Don't know. Can't tell you that. But the resolution of this film was quite satisfactory. And I would say that the director and writer team and the all filmmakers and producers involved in this film created a pretty solid sci-fi action flick. And kudos to Jennifer Lopez and all involved. That is my review of Atlas. I strongly suggest going out, sitting in front of your television and streaming it on Netflix and having a good time with it. And until my next video, ta-ta for now.